But I'm going to start with telling you all that's happened on this dramatic Sunday. Ajit Pawar, nephew of Sharad Pawar, Maharashtra's deputy chief, has become Maharashtra's deputy chief minister for the third time in the last 4 years, only with a different chief minister. That's right. Sharad Pawar's nephew staged a bit of a Sunday coup. He took oath along with 9 more NCP MLAs and joined the Shinde-Fadnavis government in Mumbai. He is, along with the likes of Chhagan Bhujbal and others now, part of the Shinde-led government. Earlier, remember, in 2019, he had joined hands with Devendra Fadnavis. That government lasted just a week. Then he was deputy chief minister under Uddhav Thackeray's Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi. That government lasted a little over 2.5 years. Now, he's back in power. The power play of Maharashtra, or should I say, the Pawar play. Take a look.
A Sunday afternoon shocker. NCP leader and Sharad Pawar's nephew Ajit Pawar sworn in as the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra. This is Ajit Pawar's third stint as Deputy Chief Minister since 2019. This time he's going to be sharing the post with Devendra Fadnavis. 9 other NCP MLAs, including Chhagan Bhujbal, Dhananjay Munde, Dilip Walse Patil, also joined the Maharashtra government along with Ajit Pawar.
सामने वाले विरोधक वो खुद का खाली अपना अपना स्टेट का देखते हैं। एक कोई मुझे लीडर अपोजिशन में दिखाओ कि वो देश का सोचकर देश में काम कर रहा है, ऐसा कहीं दिखाई नहीं देता। और इतना बड़ा पॉपुलेशन होते हुए हमें सबको ऐसा लगा कि नरेंद्र मोदी साहब के नेतृत्व में ही लोकसभा हो या आगे वाले चुनाव हो, उसके बारे में हम साथ-साथ जाना चाहते हैं।
The Maharashtra cabinet now has 9 ministers from BJP, 9 from Eknath Shinde's Shiv Sena and 9 from NCP. This big move comes days after Pawar expressed his desire to step down as leader of opposition in Maharashtra Assembly.
ये डबल इंजन वाला सरकार मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में चल रहा था, इसको भी ट्रिपल इंजन मिल गया है। ये अभी बुलेट ट्रेन की गति से भागेगा विकास के लिए। मैं अजीत पवार और उनके सभी सहयोगी उनका स्वागत करता हूं।
NCP has 53 MLAs in the state. Ajit Pawar is claiming the support of at least 40. He needs 36 to evade provisions of the anti-defection law.
राष्ट्रवादी काँग्रेस पक्ष म्हणूनच आम्ही ह्या सरकारमध्ये सामील झालो। पुढे पण तशाच पद्धतीने कुठल्याही निवडणुका असतील, जे पक्षाचं चिन्ह आहे, पक्षाचं नाव आहे, त्याच नावाखाली चिन्हाखाली आम्ही सगळेजण निवडणुका लढवणार।
महाराष्ट्र में आज हम सब एक हुए हैं। महाराष्ट्र की भी प्रगति होगी और जैसे शिंदे का एस सुपर था, फडणवीस का एफ फास्ट था, अब पवार का पी ये प्रोग्रेस के लिए लगेगा। सुपर फास्ट प्रोग्रेस ये आज हम तीनों पार्टियां एक मिलकर करेंगे।
Earlier in the day, Ajit Pawar met some party leaders and MLAs at his official residence in Mumbai. A meeting that NCP chief Sharad Pawar said that he was not aware of. His party is now staring at a split. Just a month back, Sharad Pawar had resigned as the NCP chief, only to take back his resignation 3 days later. He had then appointed his daughter, Supriya Sule, as the working president, a move that reportedly upset Ajit Pawar. The Uddhav Sena that had been split similarly after Eknath Shinde defected with 40 MLAs called Ajit Pawar a political opportunist.
जो मुख्यमंत्री है आज के मिस्टर एकनाथ शिंदे, उनके ऊपर जो डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन की जो तलवार लटक रही है वो जल्दी ही गिरने वाली है। उनके साथ 16 विधायक जो शिवसेना से फुट कर गए थे वो डिस्क्वालीफाई हो जाएंगे और सरकार अनस्टेबल हो जाएगी। उसके लिए ये नया सपोर्ट लिया है।
The Maharashtra quake is a big jolt, not just to the Aghadi in Maharashtra, but also the mission opposition unity ahead of 2024. Bureau Report, India Today.
So as you can see, lots of twists and turns in Maharashtra's politics, and where does the state now head? Joining me now, Prithviraj Chavan, former Maharashtra Chief Minister, Congress MLA, joins me. Appreciate your joining us. Mr. Chavan, are you surprised with all that's happened on this Sunday? Because we've been observing in Maharashtra the possibility of Ajit Pawar leaving for the longest time. So has this caught you and the MVA, the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi, a bit off guard?
No, Rajdeep, to tell you the truth, this was on the cards. Because there was no way in the world that BJP would have faced the combined onslaught of MVA, whether in Lok Sabha election or any other election. They have not been able to hold the local bodies election for 1.5 years. They're overdue. Because there's just no way they can face the total numbers of the 3 political parties. So they had to work on destroying the MVA, breaking one of the constituents. I had even publicly stated so in my Nipani election speech when I had gone to campaign in Karnataka, because we all knew the hobnobbing that was going on between Ajit Pawar and the top leadership of BJP, facilitated by the Maharashtra BJP leaders. This is all known. They were only negotiating the terms of the breakup from NCP. There were many ED cases against many leaders, so those cases had to be dropped. Then what position they would get, what would be their future, would they all get tickets to contest the next assembly election? All the nitty-gritty of power sharing was being discussed. We are not still sure whether the final power sharing formula is known, because the
But they've got, no, 1 minute. You're saying they haven't discussed the final.
Case.
No, what is left to discuss? 9 NCP MLAs, 9 NCP individuals have become ministers today.
Let me just one small point.
Yes.
The verdict on the Eknath Shinde defection matter will have to be delivered by the Speaker before 10th of August. Because that's the 90-day deadline.
Yes.
After the Supreme Court remitted the matter back to Speaker. That time, there is no way that Mr. Eknath Shinde can escape disqualification. So this is going to happen any time before 10th of August. It could happen next month, it could happen this month. So this is a plan of what happens when 18 MLAs first and then 26 MLAs of Eknath Shinde group gets disqualified, because they will have to be disqualified. Now,
So I don't know. 1 minute. 1 minute, sir. Let's get this clear. You're telling me that before August 10th, your expectation is that some of the MLAs of the Eknath Shinde Shiv Sena, or the Shiv Sena group, let's call it the Shiv Sena, which is will be disqualified by the Speaker. There's a huge question mark on that. This is a BJP Speaker, sir, Rahul Narvekar. But you
will have to be, but there is a law of the land also.
No, law of the land, sir.
The Supreme Court has very clearly said that everything is violated. But technically, the disqualification matter lies with the Speaker of the Assembly. So it has been remitted back to the Speaker of the Assembly. He'll have to rule. Now he may as well rule in favor of BJP. But then we are free to approach the Supreme Court again.
No, but are you telling me, Mr. Chavan, that you believe this was Plan B? That if this effectively, by getting the NCP on their side, you believe that the dependence on the Shiv Sena is over, and the BJP therefore has a new power partner in the NCP. Plus, you're saying before the 2024 Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha elections, they could not afford to have the existing MVA together. Am I correct?
Yeah, both things are correct. Number one, this is a Plan B in case Eknath Shinde's group of 16 MLAs get disqualified, including Mr. Eknath Shinde himself. That possibility cannot be ruled out. They have clearly violated the anti-defection law, the 10th schedule. The second thing, they also wanted to weaken the existing MVA. We just succeeded when a large group of about maybe 35 plus MLAs leave the NCP. But now the battle now starts on the streets. Just like Mr. Uddhav Thackeray is fighting a battle on the streets to define who the real Shiv Sena is, Mr. Sharad Pawar has vowed in his press conference today that he'll hit the road tomorrow morning. He's coming to my constituency, coming to Karad. He will take darshan of Yashwantrao Chavan Samadhi, and he'll start his campaign from tomorrow.
No,
And
that's
he
all
said that
very
I'll
well.
rebuild the
No,
party.
Prithviraj
I believe
Chavan,
him.
Sharad Pawar starting his campaign from tomorrow, but it comes at a time when his party has imploded. Majority of the MLAs are going with Ajit Pawar. There is a feeling that Mr. Pawar at 83 will find it difficult to rebuild the party. And B, there's a belief that Mr. Pawar was not entirely unaware of what was happening. He knew what was happening. Some of his closest aides, the likes of Dilip Valse Patil, Praful Patel have switched over. Is Mr. Pawar fully on board with the MVA, or are you, or has he kept all options open?
Well, look, I have to believe what Mr. Pawar said. He is a very senior politician in our state, in the country. Now, if you go with the premise that he's lying to all of us, then it's a different matter. But I have to go by the fact that he addressed a press conference. He told that he did not know about it, that he will fight against this group and they'll be taught a lesson. There's, of course, another matter pending, whether Ajit Pawar indeed has the support of 36 MLAs required for the 2/3 number. Now, Mr. Pawar in his press conference has said that many people have called him, that their signatures were taken surreptitiously, they'll come and meet him again, they are with Mr. Pawar only. So ultimate number, the magic number of 36, does Mr. Ajit Pawar has that number, or something else will come up tomorrow?
No, but then if that is the case, let's be clear. Why did Mr. Pawar not suspend Praful Patel, Ajit Pawar from the party? You see, when he did the press conference today, and in a moment I'll play that press conference clip again, he did seem as someone who's facing a major crisis. He seemed to be rather cool about it.
No, but he said, I mean, if you want to believe him, of course, you know his political background better than anybody. You know how twists and turns is taken. But he at least ostensibly told us that he has called a meeting of his executive committee on the 6th, which is just a few days later. And any major decision to expel senior leaders like a vice president or a general secretary or a secretary will have to be taken in that meeting. He was at pains to explain that we have a constitution and I can't take a random decision to off with your head kind of a decision. That will be decided in a working committee or whatever the executive committee meeting that there. We'll have to believe him. Now, supposing if you start displaying every politician, then it's a different matter.
No,
I would like to believe what is saying.
I have stopped. I must qualify. I have stopped believing Maharashtra politicians, because Maharashtra politicians in the last 4 years have done all kinds of trapeze acts.
You include some of them, not everybody.
No, but my question to you, Mr. Chavan, is where does this leave the MVA? Where does this leave this Maha Gadbandhan, this whole opposition alliance that was building up? Here is Mr. Pawar fighting on his to save his home turf, and there was talk that he would become convener of the MVA.
No, I don't know about the convener and all that. That meeting will happen in Bangalore later on, and of course he'll have to fight to save his turf. But yes, it weakens the MVA to the extent that certain number of MLAs who would have been campaigning along with us will now campaign against us. To that extent, we are weakened. But ultimately, the battle will be fought in the streets of Mumbai, will be fought in the streets of Maharashtra, the villages of Maharashtra. And you know what happened in Karnataka. People don't like this government formed by treachery, by buying and selling MLAs and this horse trading and all that. They don't like it. So I think the ultimate verdict of what people want to react to the NCP split will be known only later on the elections are held. But yes, it's we'll have to take a call. It's not a very happy situation for us. There is a emerging of the FV alliance, but FV alliance, whatever shape its remaining shape, remains intact, and will fight the communal forces.
Therefore, I mean, do you see any further breaks taking place, including in your Congress party? There's talk of some Congress MLAs also being restive and looking at the possibility of switching over.
Well, this talk has been going on for a very long time. But as per the anti-defection law, out of 45 Congress MLAs, 30 will have to defect. Now, that I think highly improbable, but the talk is there. Yes, you're right. There's a lot of ED pressure on some of the people, and the group which has defected from NCP, I call it a ED group. The people who are all facing ED heat, those people are left to...
You're calling it NCP ED? You're calling it NCP ED, is it?
The NCP ED group, yeah. EDP faction, ED faction.
ED faction, NCP ED faction. Mr. Chavan, that will stir up another controversy. You're virtually suggesting that all of these people have left only because of the fear of the ED.
Well, you know the number of people who have been raided by ED. Now, do I have to recount you the names? They're all in newspapers and all that. And I was told also that these people met Mr. Pawar. Some of them told him that it's impossible for us to continue because we're facing heat, our family members are being interrogated, they will be put behind bars. So I think ED has a major role to play. And interestingly, Rajdeep, just 2 days before in Bhopal conclave, Prime Minister by name named NCP leaders saying that there will be 70,000 crore fraud. He named the state bank matter, he named the irrigation scam, he named Mr. Pawar by name, but you know very well who was involved in the irrigation scam as well as the state cooperative bank scam. Now these very people who are involved in these matters, who are facing ED inquiries on specifically on the matter mentioned by the Prime Minister in Bhopal, those people are now become high office holders.
No, but Prithviraj Chavan, with one correction, Mr. Ajit Pawar was Deputy Chief Minister when you were Chief Minister, and that's when Devendra Fadnavis accused him in the ED scam. So let's be clear, when they were in when they were part of your government, these cases have come up.
There was no ED scam in my time. No, there was no ED scam.
No, irrigation scam.
What I did was, I ordered a white paper. The white paper is not an inquiry. The white paper is just a statement of what is happening in the Maharashtra irrigation sector. Unfortunately, many people in Maharashtra did not understand the meaning of a white paper. They thought it's an inquiry. It was not. A very excellent paper was produced by the irrigation department themselves to tell why.
Do you believe Ajit Pawar is involved in irrigation irregularities? Yes or no?
I think that is being investigated by the police now. Mr. R.R. Patil, who was the then Home Minister, he gave permission for open inquiry to be held against Mr. Ajit Pawar in my government.
Do you believe that the likes of Ajit Pawar, Praful Patel have switched to the BJP because of the cases against them?
Well, that is what we are saying, and we'll go out and hit the road and tell that this is the ED faction. Okay. They're afraid of ED because of that only they just to get laundered. Now we heard of money laundering. This is minister laundering.
Okay, let's leave it there. Those are very, very strong words that you've just used on my show today, claiming that the ED faction of the NCP is the one that has left the party. You will stir up a bit of a hornet's nest, Mr. Chavan, by saying that.
You know, Mr. Bhujbal was imprisoned for 2.5 years.
Yes, I'm aware Mr. Bhujbal was imprisoned. Hassan Mushrif is on interim bail. Ajit Pawar faces charges. Praful Patel faces charges. I'll leave it to them to answer those charges, but you've really set the terms of the debate today. I appreciate Prithviraj Chavan joining us. You insist the MVA will stay together. We'll wait and see whether that really happens. I'm also joined at this moment by other guests, but first I want to play some of those visuals that I just saw because Syed Zafar Islam is joining us of the BJP. I'm joined by Sanjay Jha of the Congress, and I'm joined by Umesh Patil, spokesperson NCP. The visuals are NCP office. They are removing all the pictures of the rebels' photos. Now these are inside the NCP office, which is, remember, at the Yashwantrao Chavan Center in Mumbai. And all the photographs of the rebels, if you want to call it ED faction, are being removed there, including that of Ajit Pawar. All of this, of course, taking place on this big day when Ajit Pawar has left to join the BJP. Syed Zafar Islam, you heard just now what was said by Prithviraj Chavan. He says that the NCP ED faction has left, and in a moment I'm going to play all the sound bites of what BJP leaders had said about Ajit Pawar and others not too long ago. But your reaction to that, is this the BJP using the power of the ED to get people to shift, or how would you describe it, sir?
Well, I think Mr. Chavan, despite being a former chief minister, has a very little understanding of Maharashtra politics. He may sound very naive because the fact is that it is so apparent to everyone in Maharashtra that since the time, 23rd of June, when Mr. Pawar actually became very close to Mr. Rahul Gandhi, and that has really upset many of the Karyakartas and the leaders of NCP that he is trying to project Mr. Rahul Gandhi as potential prime ministerial candidate. Something we didn't go well with the party, his own party. And there a lot of senior leaders were upset that why he is becoming very cozy with Rahul Gandhi. That is one. Secondly, they were, in any case, they were upset, and then they also felt that they are not getting the opportunity to serve the people. And on the contrary, there is a government which has performed, which has worked for the people, which has done everything for the welfare of the people of this great country, in particular in Maharashtra. So they felt that it is best to join when the Honorable Prime Minister has demonstrated that his admiration
Sayyid Zafar Islam, Sayyid Zafar Islam, are you telling me this is about... No, Sayyid Bhai, Zafar Bhai, you are also someone who's seen Maharashtra politics. Are you telling me that this is about Rahul Gandhi or is this about protection from the ED? Just, I'll just give you the cases. Hassan Mushrif, your own leader Kirit Somaya for the last 5 years has been fighting a battle to get Hassan Mushrif jailed in a corruption case. Hassan Mushrif has got interim bail as we speak from the Bombay High Court a fortnight ago. Ajit Pawar was described by Devendra Fadnavis no less as the epitome of corruption, both in the irrigation scam and the cooperative scam. Chhagan Bhujbal was put in jail in the Maharashtra Southern scam by your government. Now these people are your ministers? I mean, please. What happened to na khaunga, na khane dunga?
Rajdeep, let me ask you this question. When they were in their own party, they didn't fire them. If they really, Mr. Pawar felt that, or many of the leaders felt that they were corrupt, then they should have been fired. They should have been thrown out of the party. But they didn't do that. Just because they have joined the government, suddenly overnight they become bad.
No, sir, because you all said they were bad. 1 minute. No, Zafar Bhai, you're getting it wrong. The BJP said they were corrupt. Kirit Somaya, BJP leader, has gone to court after court to get Hassan Mushrif jailed.
Let me finish my point.
Please.
You're interrupting.
Please.
Let me finish, then you will understand what is the perspective I'm trying to give you.
Please.
But they didn't fire them. They didn't make any statement against them. When the independent agency is pursuing something, everyone has to speak. We have to speak because of the independent agency. It is not for us. We are not interfering. If they can stay there, they can stay here as well. But independent agency will pursue this case independently. We have no interference with the functioning of ED. We will never interfere. These are the independent agencies. They will pursue a case or whatever case they have based on merit, based on evidence. So
okay,
it is very unfair to make this kind of a statement. This kind of a statement.
I just want you to listen to these bites, sir. Politics changes. Where you stand depends on where you sit. Please listen to your own leaders about the very people who are now in your government.
Yeah, I'm not denying that.
No, please listen to it. No, the public must know. Public must know how politicians switch sides. Please play them.
That's very good development. I welcome that decision. I will really happy about that decision. Maharashtra people are also very happy. Our party people are also very happy. That's very good development. I welcome that decision. I will really happy about that decision. Maharashtra people are also very happy. Our party people are also very happy. That's very good development. I welcome that decision. I will really happy about.
घोटाळ्यामध्ये अजितदादांची अवस्था आम्ही काय करणार? आमचे नाथाभाऊ खडसेंच्या भाषेत सांगायचं झालं तर आमचं सरकार आल्यानंतर अजितदादा चक्की पिसिंग 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 अँड पिसिंग घोटाळ्यामध्ये अजितदादांची अवस्था आम्ही काय करणार? आमचे नाथाभाऊ खडसेंच्या भाषेत सांगायचं झालं तर आमचं सरकार आल्यानंतर अजितदादा चक्की पिसिंग 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 अँड पिसिंग.
ये विपक्षी दल किस चीज की गारंटी है? ये दल गारंटी है भ्रष्टाचार की. अगर मैं एनसीपी की बात करूं तो एनसीपी पर भी करीब 70,000 करोड़ रुपए के घोटालों का आरोप है. महाराष्ट्र स्टेट कोऑपरेटिव बैंक घोटाला, महाराष्ट्र सिंचाई घोटाला, अवैध खनन घोटाला, इनकी लिस्ट भी बहुत लंबी है. इन पार्टियों के घोटालों का मीटर कभी डाउन ही नहीं होता.
This is the Prime Minister just a week ago, Zafar Islam, saying NCP ke ghotalo ka meter, and the specific scams he mentioned are where Ajit Pawar is the prime accused. Irrigation and cooperative. Now he's your Deputy Chief Minister. In 1 week it changes. I ask you again, what happened to na khaunga, na khane dunga?
Well, Rajdeep, again I'm trying to tell you one thing, and you are trying to evade that question. My question is directly to you, that why, if the Prime Minister made the statement about the corruption based on the ED is pursuing those cases, then these people should have fired them thrown all these people out of their party. If they can stay there, they can stay in the government also because they are not convicted. So agencies are free to independently, they are working, they will continue to work. We are not interfering in the functioning of agency. Let them pursue the case. Did I say that the case will be dropped, or if they're pursuing any case that needs to be dropped? We are not saying that. They are independent agencies. They will continue to pursue that case. We have seen in the past, somebody had joined the Bharatiya Janata Party. Still, case has been pursued. CBI pursued those cases in West Bengal. So it is very unfair to make that kind of statement. Rather, we should question them that when they were there, no
yes, Mr. Zafar Islam, Mr. Zafar Islam, the Prime Minister of the country, the Prime Minister of the country no less said a week ago, these people are in ghotalas, these very people, Ajit Pawar, prime accused, irrigation scam, cooperative scam. Mr. Devendra Fadnavis said, unki chakki pissing main karvaunga. And today you are telling me that it's the NCP which should have removed them. Then why make them join? Chalo, they should have removed them. Why did you take them? Why did you take them today?
No, so are they convicted? Have they been convicted? No. Have they been convicted?
I see. This is the new rule, is it?
No, you have heard. No. So it is the law of the land. They have not been convicted. They can fight the election. They can be part of the government.
So the Prime Minister should have then told us last week, or Devendra Fadnavis should have told us last week, till they are convicted, they are happy to join us.
No, I'm asking you.
I'm asking you.
I'm asking you, have they been restricted to fight election? Have they been restricted to be part of the government? Have they been restricted to stop any functioning as a legislator? No. Then why can't he be part of the government?
Okay.
Still, if there is any case against him, and if the case is being pursued by the agencies, and if he is convicted,
this is quite incredible. The logic you are giving me is quite incredible. People who have been called by our own party as corrupt, you are taking them and now saying until they are convicted, they are happy to join us. Sanjay Jha, respond to what you are hearing from Syed Zafar Islam. He says they have not been convicted. Why did the Congress not act against them? Why did the NCP not act against them?
Rajdeep, in all seriousness, it's difficult to keep a straight face listening to my friend Syed trying to rationalize what is a blatant exhibition of the crude abuse of power. And now let me call it out. Rajdeep, it's about time we spoke without pussyfooting around. I mean, let's not be politically correct. This has got nothing to do with Fadnavis, etc. Forget all that. This has got to do with the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. I would not even include Amit Shah in this, because end of day, it's a Prime Minister who must be green lighting and endorsing whatever, vulgar, crude politics you're seeing in Maharashtra. There are 2 points I wish to make, and I'm glad you played out Narendra Modi's speech, but he famously also, during the elections, had called the NCP, the entire party, by the way, as a naturally corrupt party. Now, when you call the entire party corrupt, and then you actually create a hijack and you form a government with them, I think the Prime Minister Narendra Modi is sending basically a message to the people of India that the BJP and Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah will do anything to win power in a state, maybe at the center tomorrow, and for them, public morality or political ethics is nothing but a textbook, some kind of a rhetoric that has no relevance in Indian political culture. And I think, to me, I mean, Prithviraj Chavan has already elaborated it all in detail, what I would have probably told to you. So I want to make a broader statement here. This is a day of shame, Rajdeep, because I have lived in Mumbai for the last 35 odd years. You also belong to Mumbai. Maharashtra, by the way, is, in my opinion, the most critical state in India, and I say so because I love this state. This is a state that is not just the entertainment capital of India. This is the state that sends out a message to the global world in terms of investments, capital markets, and frankly speaking, its economic future. The fact that Mr. Modi's government did it once with Uddhav Thackeray and now is doing it with NCP, I mean, clearly you know what the short-term political game is, because I think they are paranoid about the disqualification that may happen of Eknath Shinde, etc., etc. But to do this is to insult the people of Maharashtra. Why aren't we discussing that?
The fact that Sanjay Jha, let's, the genesis of this is what happened in 2019 November. That's when Uddhav Thackeray switched sides and joined the Congress and the NCP. And since then, the BJP has been waiting to take its revenge. Politics is about that, nehle pe dhela. You'd struck what was described then as an unnatural alliance. They've come back and hit at you.
Well, Rajdip, correction here. The reason why Uddhav Thackeray did not join with the BJP, yes, they had a pre-poll alliance, nobody is denying that. The NCP and Congress were very happy to sit in the opposition. They had done much better than expectations. Has to do with the BJP's own political arrogance. You know what they did to JDU in Bihar. You know what they've done to Shiromani Akali Dal in Punjab. And the same thing they were trying to basically do to Uddhav. Uddhav broke because, and Uddhav has said it publicly, that they basically reneged on a promise that they made to him. It's a straightforward, you know, what the cost of political hubris of the BJP. And the BJP have always said is like the anaconda snake. Whoever they get into partnership with, they will swallow them sooner rather than later. And so please don't blame the opposition, because the MVA was formed because nobody wanted an election thereafter. Because the only other option
Rajiv,
was
can I just come in, please?
or a fresh election.
Okay.
And I can tell you, nobody wanted a fresh election. And I think the MVA was delivering the goods until the Operation Lotus played again.
Can I, yes, Syed Zafar Islam, you want to respond?
No, I think I can understand whether when I heard the former CM, Mr. Chavan, now Sanjay Jha, the political analyst, but his heart is always in Congress. But let me tell you that all this statement which is coming from them only suggests that they are overly concerned that the unity which they had demonstrated in Patna was merely a formality, and it is now out in open that
Let me answer that.
the party which had joined at that time, some of them have walked immediately after the meeting. Now there are other parties walking now out of this alliance, and by the time 14th July, when the next meeting is scheduled to take place in Bangalore, you will see that a very fragmented, few political parties will actually join that meeting in
Okay, so
Bangalore.
you're saying this, I'll come to that. Interesting.
So
You're saying this is linked to the way the Maha has been formed. Sanjay Jha, quick response. You know, my colleague is pointing out, while we say that maybe the BJP has compromised with corruption here, the Congress and NCP were accused with compromising with so-called secularism 4 years ago. That you all always described the Shiv Sena as a communal party, then you tied up with them. So today the BJP is compromised with corruption, you compromise with communalism. This is Maharashtra's politics, or sad story of Maharashtra's politics.
Rajdeep, it's incorrect, and I'll tell you why. I think Uddhav took in my opinion, a very broad statement there by saying that the Hindutva of the BJP had become extremely vulgar. It was into murder and lynching. It was actually threatening India's constitution. But I think Syed Zafar Islam has actually let the cat out of the bag. You see, the Patna summit, and that's a term that the opposition is using, and I think I'm glad they are, because the truth is it's actually got the BJP extremely nervous. The next one is happening in Bengaluru, and you will see the significant progress and the announcements that will follow thereafter. And I think, you know, the BJP knows Mr. Modi has got sharp political instincts. I will give him that. And he knows that at the moment the BJP is extremely vulnerable. Maharashtra has got 48 Lok Sabha seats, the second biggest after Uttar Pradesh. And because Eknath Shinde is not Eknath Shinde is not getting them any electoral clout.
So you're linking what has happened today to the Patna meeting 10 days ago. You believe the Maha meeting in Patna has led to this. Quick response, Syed Zafar Islam. Is all of this designed for the 2024 election? Because you know Maharashtra is a crucial state. You know, as Prithviraj Chavan said, that the arithmetic of an MVA together would be tough to combat. You had to break them. That's the story.
Well, Rajdeep, today if you analyze the strength of NDA, we will certainly, more than confident that we will win all the 48 seats of Maharashtra. I think they are overly concerned. Sanjay Jha knows it well, that there is absolutely no leadership of Congress in Maharashtra. There is no leadership of Shiv Sena without Thackeray leader, because nobody see him as a leader. They were heavily banking on NCP because they had some foot on the ground. But now NCP is a broken party, or rather Mr. Ajit Pawar is claiming that even they have spoken to every MLAs and MPs, including Sharad Pawar. So whether the entire party has joined the DA is something which I think over a few days will get unfolded. But let me tell you, it is Congress party, it is the Maha which will shrink. On 14th, you will see a shrink
No, are you saying that more people are leaving? Are you confirming the buzz? Are you confirming the buzz that the JDU is next?
Absolutely. That is what I'm trying to tell you time and again, that
But the
their concern.
NCP is
That
still in the
Mahabandhan
Patna summit. The NCP is coming for the Bengaluru
which
summit.
had
What are you
demonstrated
talking?
some strength in Patna, will no longer
Rajdeep.
be in
Okay, so
Bangalore
you're
because many
okay.
of them
But 1
will
minute.
walk out.
No
Rajdeep.
crosstalk. Sanjay Jha, no crosstalk. He's saying the Mahagathbandhan, there is much buzz now. After the NCP, next is JDU in Bihar. All of you are going to be broken one by one.
Well, Rajdeep, let me tell you, I don't think Syed Zafar Islam knows exactly what's going on. Firstly, the NCP is likely to sack or, basically terminate Ajit Pawar and everybody else who's turned out to be a turncoat as expected. I think the bigger story is that nobody is going to be not part of the Bengaluru summit. I really don't know what he's talking about. And as far as the JDU is concerned or the RJD is concerned, I think all opposition parties today know the BJP's playbook. Go after them with ET, and despite that, we are getting together because we know that the only way to stop this extremely brutal dictatorship, this elected autocracy, this democratically elected bullies, has to be to defeat them in 2024. So this is notwithstanding the ED.
You will have a shock of your life on 6th
The opposition is
July.
getting together. Syed, you are nervous, and I can tell you, so is your Prime Minister. Don't worry about it. We can see it.
No, all I'm trying to tell you that you will have a shock of your life.
I want to
on
at
6th of
this
July.
moment go to Umesh Patil, spokesperson NCP. Umesh Patil, first of all, can you confirm how many MLAs are with Ajit Pawar? 35, 40, 45? What is the number?
99% MLAs अजीत दादा के साथ है
99%?
और 99%। अभी मैं आंकड़ा नहीं कहूंगा, लेकिन आपने एनसीपी की प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस देखी है, वहां पे जो आपने देखा सिर्फ जयंत पाटिल साहब और अनिल देशमुख जी और जितेंद्र रावत जी वहां पे आपको दिखाई दे। बाकी लगभग सभी एमएलए जो है वो अजीत दादा के साथ, मतलब हमारी पार्टी के साथ ही है। और अजीत दादा ने कहा है कि एनसीपी जो है वो इस सरकार के गठबंधन में शामिल हुई है। सिर्फ अजीत दादा नहीं, तो पार्टी के साथ अजीत दादा वहां पे।
तो शरद पवार का क्या होगा? उमेश पाटिल जी, शरद पवार की क्या भूमिका? अभी हमने देखे तस्वीर, मैं लगाऊंगा वो तस्वीर एनसीपी ऑफिस से जो मुंबई नरीमन पॉइंट में है, वहां सबकी बाकी और सबकी तस्वीरें निकाली जा रही है। तो शरद पवार का क्या होगा?
कार्यकर्ता कंफ्यूज है और पवार साहब को सभी ने समझाने की कोशिश की थी। जो बात पवार साहब, जितने भी सीनियर लीडर है, प्रफुल्ल पटेल जी पूरी मतलब स्टार्ट से लेकर अभी तक पवार साहब के साथ थे। आप जानते हैं दिलीप वळसे पाटील साहब और जो पार्टी के फाउंडर है हमारे भुजबल साहब, ये सभी सीनियर लीडर जो है उन्होंने पूरे इस जो चेंजेस अभी जो आपको दिखाई दिए उसमें पवार साहब को कन्विंस करने की कोशिश की थी। शायद पवार साहब कन्विंस नहीं हुए हैं, लेकिन आगे जाके मे भी कन्विंस हो सकते हैं।
तो अभी आप रूल आउट नहीं कर रहे हैं? अभी भी चाहते हैं कि पवार साहब आपके साथ आए?
पवार साहब साथ में आए। पवार साहब हमारे देवता है, भगवान मानते हैं उनको। हमारे पार्टी के सभी कार्यकर्ता, इंक्लूडिंग आज भी अजीत पवार, वो भी पवार साहब को अपने पिता समान मानते हैं और है ही। और देखिए, पार्टी एक अलग चीज है, पॉलिटिकल डिसीजंस अलग चीज है। सभी चीजें जो है एक ही तराजू में नहीं देखी जा सकती है।
नहीं, लेकिन ये बताइए, आप लोग अगर पवार साहब आपके देवता हैं तो आपके देवता को क्यों आपने छोड़ दिया?
किसी ने नहीं छोड़ा है। देखिए, पवार साहब को किसी ने नहीं छोड़ा है, लेकिन पवार साहब अपनी भूमिका पे जो है वो अपनी भूमिका रख रहे हैं। लेकिन ये पार्टी जो है ये कोई सिर्फ फैमिली नहीं है। पार्टी में सभी हमारे जो विधायक है, पार्टी के सदस्य है, पार्टी के पदाधिकारी है, इसमें उनका क्या कहना है ये हमारी डेमोक्रेसी में ज्यादा मायने रखता है। और यही चीज यहाँ पे दिखी गई है और पवार साहब को सभी लोग समझाने की कोशिश करेंगे। और हमें विश्वास है कि पवार साहब और जयंत पाटिल साहब, जितेंद्र रावत साहब, ये सब लोग जो है मान जाएंगे। क्योंकि अभी इमीडिएट हमने देखा कि जो पूरे देश में हमने देखा कि 17 से लगभग पार्टियां इकट्ठे आई पटना में। जिस दिन मीटिंग हुई उसके दूसरे दिन ही उनमें तू मैं शुरू हो गया। ममता बनर्जी अलग से बोल रही है और इनमें अभी तक लीडरशिप फाइनल नहीं है। तो पूरे देश में यहाँ पे कोई कंफ्यूजन नहीं है बीजेपी में। कि वो वहां पे नरेंद्र जी मोदी जो है देश का नेतृत्व कर रहे हैं, उनकी पार्टी का भी नेतृत्व कर रहे हैं।
संजय झा और उसके पहले पृथ्वीराज चौहान का कहना है कि ये एनसीपी ईडी फैक्शन है। ये एनसीपी ईडी फैक्शन है। ये पूरा जो है जो ईडी से बचने के लिए छोड़ दिए हैं। हसन मुशर्रफ को तो कल तक किरीट सोमैया कह रहे थे करप्ट है। अजीत पवार को कहा सबसे करप्ट देवेंद्र फडणवीस ने कहा कि वो उनको चक्की पीसिंग कराएंगे। ये आप लोग ईडी के डर से स्विच ऑफ हुए। पब्लिक है ये सब जानती है उमेश पाटिल जी, अंदर क्या है बाहर क्या है सब कुछ पहचानती है। महाराष्ट्र की पब्लिक को बेवकूफ मत समझो।
नहीं, कोई बेवकूफ नहीं समझ रहा है। पब्लिक को बेवकूफ समझने की बात है ही नहीं है। ये हम मानते हैं कि हमारी बहुत से अभी शिंदे सरकार में जो एकनाथ शिंदे जी के साथ जो एमएलए गए हैं, उनके साथ जो एमपीज गए हैं, उनके खिलाफ ही ईडी सीबीआई सभी एजेंसी पीछे लगी थी, हमारे लोगों के पीछे भी लगी थी। ये जो सभी चीजें, लेकिन कोई किसी के ऊपर आरोप सिद्ध नहीं हुआ है, ये भी अभी किसी प्रवक्ता ने कहा। लेकिन आप पब्लिक सब जानती है यहाँ पे जो है ये जो सिचुएशन आई है, ये सिचुएशन ऐसी आई है कि हमारे लोग जो है वो ईडी और सीबीआई से डर के नहीं, इतने दिन तो थे ना अपोजिशन में, और 2.5 साल हमने शिवसेना के साथ गवर्नमेंट में थे।
नहीं, लेकिन ईडी धीरे धीरे आपके नजदीक आ रही थी। बट लेट्स
ये चक्की पीसिंग का जो आपने वीडियो दिखाया, वो कम से कम आपने वो दिखाया उसे लगभग मुझे लगता है वो 7 साल पुराना है।
बिल्कुल, पर प्रधानमंत्री का तो वीडियो 1 हफ्ते पुराना है। प्रधानमंत्री ने 1 हफ्ते पहले आपको करप्ट कहा है, भ्रष्ट कहा है।
राजनीति में जब तक हम एक दूसरे के अपोजिशन में है, ये राजनीति है।
अरे वाह,
राजनीति में जब हम अपोजिशन में है तो हम एक दूसरे के खिलाफ जो भी मिलेगा उसको हम यूज में लाएंगे। अभी हम साथ में तो इसको भूल जाएंगे।
अच्छा, वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड। आई फाइनली समवन हैज स्पोकन विद ऑनेस्टी ऑन माय प्रोग्राम। उमेश पाटिल जी, आई क्रेडिट यू फॉर दैट कि राजनीति में जफर इज ऑल्सो फोर्स्ड टू स्माइल बिकॉज ही ऑल्सो नोज द ट्रूथ हियर। ये पब्लिक है, ये सब जानती है जफर भाई। बट listening to Praful Patel, and remember Praful Patel too is an individual who has enforcement agency charges against him. Properties of his were attached allegedly because they had been sold to an underworld person, and therefore Praful Patel also has reason, some would say, to switch. Listen to what Praful Patel told my colleague Sahil Joshi.
I have been very, very long-standing colleague and admirer of Shri Sharad Pawar, and let me be very honest that even as we speak, my respect for Sharad Pawar ji does not diminish. It is, you see, the circumstances in politics also have to be looked at. There are so many things which are happening. Today, while we are in Maharashtra, we are seeing that, we have an alliance with, so far until today, with the Shiv Sena of Uddhav Thackeray and Congress. And it was, fine. On the superficial side, the surface, it looked nice and working, but I'm very sure that going forward in an election and in many other respects, it would have been a very tumultuous alliance. Probably it wouldn't have worked at all. Even if you look at the context of the opposition unity in the country, I had attended the Patna meeting also, and I can tell you that, it's very easy to say that, we'll all come together and work together, but it's not going to be that such an easy, affair, and with such egos, such differences, sharp, words being exchanged, even, in closed door meetings, how are these alliances going to work? And on the other side, I must say that Prime Minister Modi has demonstrated that, he's a strong leader, works for the welfare of the country 24/7, and is able to, do good work, and is able to build India's image both within and outside the country. And I think the need of the hour, something, you see, that's why I said politics is a dynamic, issue, and we have to deal with it as it comes by. But as I said, personal respect, no difference at all.
So politics is dynamic. Someone tells me politics is dynamic. What does that mean? You want to explain that dynamism, Zafar Islam? I want, today you are normally one of the more honest, straightforward spokespersons of any party. Why don't you accept it? Ye rajniti hai. I mean, 1 week ago, and if you want, I'll play that soundbite again. Why not? Let's play what the Prime Minister said again. Just if we can play it, because I want you to explain this to me. What sense does it make to an average person who has a lot of faith in Mr. Modi as someone who will take on corruption? That's Mr. Modi's big plank, taking on corruption. Listen to what he said in Bhopal on 25th of June.
ये विपक्षी दल किस चीज की गारंटी है? ये दल गारंटी है भ्रष्टाचार की। अगर मैं एनसीपी की बात करूं तो एनसीपी पर भी करीब 70,000 करोड़ रुपए के घोटालों का आरोप है। महाराष्ट्र स्टेट कोऑपरेटिव बैंक घोटाला, महाराष्ट्र सिंचाई घोटाला, अवैध खनन घोटाला, इनकी लिस्ट भी बहुत लंबी है। इन पार्टियों के घोटालों का मीटर कभी डाउन ही नहीं होता।
घोटालों का मीटर. Now you explain this to me. Your party has taken the high moral ground on corruption, especially Prime Minister Modi. Na khaunga, na khane dunga was his rousing cry in 2014. We are now in 2023. All the people that he has mentioned at various times are now increasingly joining you. What's the message?
Well, Rajdeep, as I said, you have to make you have to understand the difference between the two situations. First, that situation where they were in their own party, which has very clearly been explained to you by the NCP spokesperson, that the entire party has shifted and joined the NDA government. None of them are with Sharad Pawar. Even he is very clearly stated that even Sharad Pawar will join the gang. So it only suggests that the party which was existing and complying with all the laws, their party has joined and have now become part of the government. So what is wrong with it? I don't understand. If individual has committed some crime, which was spoken about earlier by the Honorable Prime Minister or by our leaders, that will independently be pursued by the agencies. Are we saying that if they are in opposition, they can function as a legislator, they can discharge all their responsibilities just because they have joined the government? They become a bad person. No, that is not the truth.
No,
the truth is that
this was a week ago. Mr. Zafar Islam, this was a week ago. This was not 4 years ago.
I am still maintaining that, Mr. Rajesh.
So where does this leave? Sir, where does this leave the people of this country who want a cleaner politics? The BJP claimed it was a party with a difference. You have chosen the very people who a week ago the Prime Minister said, "Ghotalo ka meter chal raha hai." Irrigation scam and the cooperative scam, Ajit Pawar is the prime accused.
Rajdeep, as I said earlier, that in the time somebody has convicted, the law of the land does not restrict from the...
then how do you call Senthil Balaji corrupt in Tamil Nadu? Senthil Balaji is not convicted. There are numerous people who have been, you say they are corrupt. Sonia Gandhi you say is corrupt. Rahul Gandhi you say is corrupt. They have not been convicted.
No. Senthil Balaji has admitted.
No, sir, he has not been convicted. Here, you said someone will not be corrupt until he is convicted.
But he admitted that he had accepted bribe. Did he? And he wanted to...
Chhagan Bhujbal spent 3 years in jail. Chhagan Bhujbal spent 3 years in jail. He is now your prime minister, one of your main ministers. What's the message? What's the message?
His message is very loud and clear.
That you can come out of jail and join the BJP.
No. Loud and clear that these people, or the NCP as a party has joined because they realize that the service to the nation is by serving the people. And also they have a lot of admiration for the Honorable Prime Minister. Away from that, they were already...
A Prime Minister who called them Ghotalebaz. The Prime Minister called them Ghotalebaz and they have admiration. All they want is protection. Mere ghar ED mat bhejo.
Not at all. Who is saying that if ED has to go, ED will continue to go? I mean, who is saying that ED will not
all
go?
All the cases against the Shiv Sena people who joined the Shinde group have slowed down. Ye public hai, ye sab janti hai. महाराष्ट्र की पब्लिक को बेवकूफ मत बनाइए.
You are sounding as if you are a spokesperson for another political
No,
party.
I'm sounding, I'm a Maharashtra, sir, let me tell you this.
No,
I am a citizen who has seen Maharashtra politics.
And that's why I'm saying that, Rajiv.
Are you denying this? No, on fact.
The man who is
show me one fact I've got wrong.
You heard the,
Challenge me on facts. Challenge me on facts.
I'm challenging on the fact that, what did you hear Mr. Praful Patel? What did he say? That there is an opposition gang who actually they're fighting among each other. They do not care for the country, that they do not care for the development. There is a party who feels that there is a development taking place in the country under the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister.
So you're saying they have joined the BJP because they believe BJP is committed to development led by a strong leader like Narendra Modi. Forget about all the other things that have been said in recent times. Politics is fluid. I have 20 seconds. You want a one-liner, Sanjay Jha? 20 seconds.
Okay, Rajdeep, in short, I think there is development, and there's development of communalism. It's a development of hate. It's a development of anti-constitutional behavior. It's a development of corruption in this country. That's what Narendra Modi government has done.
Okay.
And I can tell you just one last sentence, Rajdeep, that end of day at core, all fascist leaders have this art. They say one thing, they do another, and they expect the propaganda to take care of the rest. I do hope the people of India who are watching your program can see through what is being done.
Let's leave it. The public will decide. The public will decide. They're seeing what's happening in Maharashtra for the last 4 years, not just when what has happened today, but since the Uddhav Thackeray alliance was formed with the Congress NCP, the so-called secular alliance. Let's leave it there. I appreciate you joining us.